We are back. We are back on Goofballs to talk about I was going to say the Western Conference, but in fact, I mean the NFC. Ben, you a basketball fan?
I am, yes. I'm a Timberwolves fan in the NBA, if you can even believe it.
Woof, literally and figuratively.
I know. I have a bad life, and it sucks. It's all Cincinnati except for the
baseball team.
Oh yeah, the Reds.
Oh,
That's
the
probably
Reds,
my
yeah.
favorite team of all.
When's the last time they won a World Series?
1990.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Morgan.
30 years ago, which means
Year I
they're
was
due.
born.
They're finally due.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Timberwolves do have that great Purple Rain alternate jersey.
They are, yeah, that is very cool. They should just like switch to that or back to the originals.
I like the royal blue and like the Kelly Green era Wolves jerseys, the Pooh Richardson era. That was good.
Yeah. The little trees that line the shorts and lining. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Piping.
and love that good, like that nice action green, that neon. It's good.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not crazy about it.
Are you watching these bubble playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just watched the end right before we got on here. I watched the end of Game 7 between the Nuggets and the Nuggets beat the Jazz. Mike Conley had a three that could have won it. Would have been cool, but he missed.
Any difference in the playoff excitement without the fans to react, or do you think that part is proving not to be that as important?
You know, I got used to it pretty quickly for both baseball and basketball, but I do think once the like real big games start happening, that's when it'll feel very different. Like first round playoffs is like, yeah, it is a little weird. Like this was a Game 7 and he just missed it. It would have been definitely different if it was like in a huge arena. I am interested in football. Like, what do you guys think football? Like, do you think it will be as jarring? Because baseball and basketball, it has not been that jarring.
I like the idea of being able to hear like pads and helmets hitting harder. Well, not helmets, the helmet shouldn't hit helmet anymore. But I like the idea of being able to hear the field more. NBA, I didn't like the bubble. I dislike the bubble because everything feels artificial. Like they're more buddy because they're all in the same space, and then whenever they are chippy, or it just seems like, this isn't Charles Oakley and Dennis Rodman going at it. This is everyone's a banana boat guy. Everyone wants to just hang out with each other.
You hate millennials, Johnny. That's what it is.
What can I say? I'm like the oldest cap for a millennial, and I hate any millennial younger than me. Buy a house. Stop eating avocado toast.
I think that there's a huge – this is like I think the idea that, like, basketball was somehow so much tougher back in the day. Like, if you watch up close, like, just watch the paint. Like, these dudes are going at it, Like, and then when there was the game – the Lakers, Trailblazers, Melo, and watching Melo and LeBron go at it, and LeBron getting Melo his fifth foul. I was like, dude, that's so great. Like, yeah, they are friends, but when they're in that court, LeBron's like, dude, I'm gonna get you your fucking fifth foul, bro. Like, like we're buddies, but you're almost gonna foul out of this game because of me,
Yeah, all this back in the day.
No. 90s was tougher because they weren't athletes back then. They were just big guys. They were fatter, which means they were meaner. They had to be, because they didn't have the physical and athletic aptitude to like conquer someone. That's why Shaq was so like dominant, is because he was both. He was a great athlete, and then when he got fat, he got mean towards the end of the 90s.
Man, when Shaq was young and thin, that's just an insane human being. Like when he was young, he looked so thin.
And he was happy when he was thin. And then when he got fat, he got angry. He left Orlando and he got angry and mean, and he got thicker. And then
And I don't mean like he was skinny. I just mean compared to.
He used to like run up and down the court like a deer, man.
look at Charles
Yeah.
Barkley when he was thin.
Yeah,
He was
Shaq
like
and
just
Barkley
sleek
was the same.
and and then when
Oh,
Barkley
man.
got fat, he got mean and angry and sad. And I like my basketball players fat and angry and sad.
Yeah, I forgot your point halfway through which one was good and bad.
We goof around about all balls here on Goofballs sometimes.
Ooh.
I will say one thing that's sorry, one more point I had, and I got to get it in. But baseball it's been great because you can hear the like banter a little bit between teams, and I do think like football, I just imagine I've never played football or been close to a football game at all, but like if you can hear some of the stuff that they're saying to each other, I bet it'll be insane.
Yeah, I bet that would be. I wonder if they'll come up with ways. I wonder what ways they'll come up with to like just change it up. Maybe the way they cover the games, if they would ever have like say a player mic'd up that you could listen to live, or even if they had to do a 30-second delay or something like that.
Oh, they'll have to bleep something.
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
mean that's what we all want. We want to hear what they're saying to each other.
It would be interesting. Like the Rams and some teams, they're like, oh, they're putting like fan cutouts. I don't know what they're doing in baseball. Are they doing cutouts in the stands and
No,
stuff?
it's really like a lot of the baseball games I've seen are. I think the sport that's really nailed it is hockey, because like if you watch any of the hockey games, like they're so in the glass, they're like just so But and then basketball I think done pretty good. The Zoom thing they have where the people are watching on video, I'm not totally sold on that yet. Like I think it's cool, but then sometimes I'm like I don't know, but it's kind of cool. But baseball, Ben, isn't it a little weird when there's like a home run though, and it just like. It definitely feels like we are in a global like horrible tragic experience. But when there's a home run in baseball, I'm like, holy! Every time I see it, I'm like, I just gulp. I'm like, fuck, what is going on right now, dude?
Yeah. But it does just feel
hit a
it kind of
seat.
just feels like a late August game or something like that's just empty anyway. So
There's actually a precedent with like cardboard cutouts in stands for NFL games because I believe the Chargers started doing it last year halfway through. They just started putting cardboard cutouts to fill it in because players were complaining about the echo off of seats, empty seats. Fuck them. Fuck the Chargers. Kenneth?
Speaking of fuck the Chargers, no one's gonna have to do that in the NFC, except for maybe a few teams, whoever they play.
Conference play, of course.
Let's go through the East, the NFC East, and the rest of the divisions, and do the same thing we just did. So, starting with the NFC East, we got a couple of representatives here of that division. And don't forget to nominate your number one seed whenever you feel that is a time to do that. This is a division that may have some contention. So why don't I just start with Andrew and let Andrew talk about who he likes in the NFC East.
Yeah, I'm saying this. I'm just gonna say I'm saying this without a ton of knowledge on this, but I'm saying this with feel because I feel like Daniel Jones is gonna have a breakout season, and Saquon Barkley is gonna just have he's had these glimpses of the magic the magician that he is in the open field, and reading blocks. It's gonna be one hell of a fucking year for the Giants, and they're gonna win the division. So.
Nice. See, I like that.
He
Andrew.
sticks
I like
with him.
that.
He
Put
sticks
on
with him.
for your city.
Yeah, eat some chili.
Johnny, your answer, your response.
Kenneth, this is the weakest division in the NFL. When you said it was the AFC North, and there's no more fitting team to win the weakest division in the NFL than the young, and also at the same time, by the end of the season, hobbled Philadelphia Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles, you're sticking with them. They won the division last year at 9-7, so that's all it took last year. 8-8 for the Cowboys, 4-12 for the Giants, 3-13 for Washington. I like one thing I do think is I kind of like Washington to be better than a lot of people may be projecting them to be right now. But I will go with the Cowboys, just having a little bit more talent than the other three teams. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
When you say better than expected, do you mean like 7-9 or like wild card?
The Cowboys.
Washington.
Oh, Washington. Oh,
Or like 6 wins instead of 3.
Maybe like last year there was all these teams that in week 16 they're eliminated for the playoffs. I think they could be eliminated from the playoffs like in week 16. Terry McLaurin might be one of the best receivers in the NFL by a big margin.
It's probably number 3 in that division.
A lot of receiver talent. Ben, we got 3 different votes here. Where does your vote lie?
The one thing I want to say real quick about the NFC East is that it always gets the most attention and it always sucks. It's like Boston in that way. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I'm ending this episode.
Take the NFC East by a hair. NFC North, the Packers won it last season at 13-3 in the first year under Matt LaFleur. The Vikings, as we talked about earlier, we know where Ben is going with this at 10-6. The Chicago Bears at 8-8 last year, and then the Lions went 3-12-1. Ben has nominated them as a number 1 seed.
Yes.
Anybody else out there that wants to say that they at least have them winning the division, if not more?
Personally, oh yeah, do you want to go, Andrew?
No, go. You go.
Okay,
you go.
Minnesota to me is intriguing, with their added depth at defense. With some solid play from a quarterback I like in Kirk Cousins. I think they could be a sleeper to get to the Super Bowl. That's just my personal take. And you know what? I have them winning the division.
Oh, okay. We got 2 votes for Minnesota.
Nice.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota as well because I always gotten a kick out of Kirk Cousins. And yeah, there you go.
Cousins.
There you go.
I think that's why I like them too. I just get a kick out of the dang guy.
Yeah. You like that?
I'm gonna. We have the Vikings. We have the Vikings locked in as the
He
winner
looks like
of the
such
division.
a normal man.
He does. He also had that big play at Michigan State against Wisconsin, I think.
Kirk Cousins has the kind of face. He looks like the guy that will just walk up to his car coming out of a grocery store and see a dent and go "Oh, come on." It just looks like a normal guy.
Yes, a normal guy.
My pick for the NFC North is actually the Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
So I'm going with not the Packers as well, but I'm going more the Bears. But the Vikings have already moved on.
Which quarterback will start more games for the most games for the Bears this season?
I'm going to say that Nick Foles does. And it's not. I don't feel good about it necessarily, but I think they have enough of the other stuff.
I think the running backs are meh.
Maybe.
But it's the least important.
They drafted
position.
a guy, I think, right?
It's the least important position in football, running back.
You've got the Saints won it last year at 13-3. No other team had a winning record or even a 500 record, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers return a top-ranked defense by DVOA, and they added Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. The Atlanta Falcons added Todd Gurley at the least important position in football, and you've got the Carolina Panthers. So, anybody disputing the Saints? I'm sure there could be with some of these.
Andrew, you know that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski are on the Buccaneers now, yes?
Yeah, Rom.
No, I
Rom
didn't.
Gronkowski.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I think Saints, but Breeze retires after a horrific back injury week 1. Taysom Hill leads them all the way.
Okay, great.
I agree with the Saints, and I'd love it if the Buccaneers didn't make the playoffs. I think that'd be funny.
Like funny, ha
And yet not
Funny,
unusual,
ha-ha.
not like the
Yeah,
Titans.
that's true. Not
The
unusual.
Bucks don't make the playoffs most of the time, but this year all of a sudden they have those people have those
Yeah,
expectations.
Tom Jones of the NFC.
Andrew?
It's not unusual.
There's like a part of me that thinks maybe the Buccaneers will be really good, but I also just think they might be really, really bad. So I'm going to go with the Saints as well.
There you go. Oh, well, let me think. No, nobody wants to say no other number one seeds out there because we got one. No. Okay. NFC West, the 49ers at 13-3. And last year they were the number one seed, right? And the Seattle Seahawks made the playoffs at 11-5, the Rams at 9-7, and the Cardinals at 5-10-1. Does anybody want to take the lead on the NFC West?
I will, if you allow me.
I
So,
allow
gentlemen, this is the best division in the NFL, and I have it going like this from the bottom to the top. Niners, huge Super Bowl hangover. Rams, mediocre. Cardinals, surprisingly good playoff team. Seahawks win the division and my number one seed.
Seahawks number one and 49ers in the last place. Very nice going out there. Andrew or Ben?
Yeah, I'll agree with Johnny. I think Russell Wilson is an unbelievable quarterback who's really been putting together some. I just think they're going to put it all together. I think between Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and sure, there's a lot of other great players on that team, and yeah, that's my feeling. That's my feel on
Jamal
that
Adams. You know who Jamal Adams is, right?
Yeah.
Chris Carson still?
Yeah.
Trying to think. Tyler Lockett is a Seahawk as well.
DK Metcalf.
Cortez Kennedy.
Steve Largent.
I agree. This is by far the toughest division, which is sad that they might just beat each other and just all end up 8-8 and not have any wild card. But my wife is a big 49ers fan, so that's by far the team that I watch the most other than the Bengals. And I've grown to like them a lot, and so I'm going to pick the 49ers.
Picking the 49ers. Definitely, yeah, I agree. It's the toughest division. I feel like I've moved into this territory maybe more recently. I don't even know if the Jamal Adams acquisition will work out splendidly because it didn't work out when the Seahawks got Percy Harvin. It didn't work out when they got Jimmy Graham. It didn't work out when they got Sheldon Richardson. It didn't work out when they got Jadeveon Clowney. Like they keep on adding, these players, and they just don't necessarily know how to fit them in. Even Marshawn Lynch took a couple of years in Seattle before he really started to fit in. So I just don't even know if the Jamal Adams thing will work out super well in the first year, even though I'm sure they'll be extending him. But I do think that I will have the Seahawks as the winner of the division and the number one seed. So that is a number one seed for the Seahawks in the NFC. You guys get 3 wild cards at any point. If anyone wants to throw any wild cards out there, Johnny, you may be into already knowing your wild cards.
Yep. Cardinals, Cowboys, and Buccaneers. Packers miss out.
Oof. Cardinals, Cowboys, and Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. I gotta have the Vikings because I think no, the Vikings they're in the division, but I would have the Vikings as a wild card.
Right, because you had Bears.
We're not doing the NFC Championship yet, right? So
Not
I would
yet.
have the Vikings as a wild card. I would have the Rams as a wild card, and I would have I'm going to go with the Falcons as a wild card.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we are very, very different.
Yeah.
Snowflakes. Benny.
I think I was gonna say Packers, Rams, and Seahawks were my three.
Yeah.
Because I picked the Niners.
Mhm.
I don't know; those are kind of boring ones, but it feels like, can three teams get out of that division if they got to play like beating the Cardinals, and which is a tough team? I don't know.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, like I feel like every year the NFC West has 3 teams with a winning record. Last season the Rams were 9-7. They were in 3rd place. I remember where the Cardinals went 10-6. And they were in 3rd place.
Real quick, is it statistically possible for one division to all make the playoffs with this new structure?
Yes.
So statistically, it is possible. It's not likely, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, it would be unusual, but I'm sure there have been years in the past where maybe it would have happened. I
Yeah.
suppose. Andrew, you got any wild card thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are definitely a wild card pick for me. I would say a toss up between the Eagles and Cowboys. I go Cowboys, and then third is a team that's pretty much the definition of a wild card. Buccaneers. I mean, fucking wild card, dude.
Dude, they're freaking wild. You didn't see their offseason. Wild.
Wow. They're like the Uno card with 4 colors. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Draw 4. Draw 4, motherfucker.
Hell yeah, bro.
Oof. All right. So, what is your NFC Championship and obviously your team going into the Super Bowl from the NFC? Johnny, do you have your NFC Championship game?
Yes, Seahawks over the Cardinals, 31-21. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray, career-ending injury on the last play.
Oh my God!
It's COVID, baby. Anything can happen.
No.
Oh no! It's frightening.
Mine. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Mine is Vikings 49ers. The 49ers miss out. Get close again, and they miss out again.
Well, sounds like me in high school. Those AP tests.
A lot of twos.
Yeah, a lot of twos.
Think about the decade that I just haven't really even thought about the 49ers decade that they just had, which is they lose the NFC Championship in 2011. They lose the Super Bowl in 2012. They lose the NFC Championship in 2013. They lose the Super Bowl in 2019, right? So and then the other years they were like 2-14. It was just, this is like some sort of fallback from their 90s and 80s.
All deserved, if you ask me. A lot of people don't know that they were able to get Joe Montana because of a monkey's paw situation. Owner acquired a monkey's paw on vacation and used the last wish to get Joe Montana. Got out of the Super Bowls. Lucked out on Steve Young, but now they're paying for the monkey paws curse.
Gotcha. Yeah, all they get is constant playoff wins and Super Bowl apperances. And,
it's heartbreak. I mean, look, I'd rather be a Bengals fan than a Niners fan. At least you're going to suck for decades.
Hey, we made the playoffs 6 years in a row, Johnny. I keep reminding you.
Your best quarterback ever, his name was Boomer. Get over it.
Boomer, or Ken.
Oh.
Ken Anderson.
He's a good one.
Good name.
I don't even know if he's a Hall of Famer. What do I know?
Carson Palmer, probably, right? I mean, he's pretty good.
Carson Palmer. My God. I hate that guy.
You hate.
I'll go with I think I'll go with the Saints over the Bears because I can.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Andrew?
I got Seahawks over the Vikings on like a Kirk Cousins pick 6 in the 4th
quarter. Classic Kirk.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I would get a kick out of that, that's for sure.
So if we had a consensus Super Bowl or a vote triggered Super Bowl, the Chiefs, is that right? Or the Ravens who came out of the AFC?
Yeah, which is my Super Bowl prediction, which is Ravens versus the Waterbirds.
Seahawks. So we are
Seahawks.
our consensus is Ravens versus Seahawks, and then also we'll make our consensus pick between the Ravens and the Seahawks. For Johnny, that's just your regular pick, and then we can all say our regular pick of the two teams that we had respectively in the Super Bowl. Starting with the consensus pick, Johnny, who did you say or would say is going to win the Seahawks versus Ravens?
Ravens. And the wide receiver was Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? MVP.
Marquise Brown, MVP.
12 catches,
Andrew,
130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Andrew, Seahawks, Ravens.
Ravens, third Super Bowl in 20 years. They're going in. They're going in.
There it is.
It's going in.
What a nice start for the Ravens as opposed to, the Browns came in 1999. It's very obviously they used to be the Browns. Ben, Ravens, Seahawks.
I would pick the Seahawks in that scenario. For no other reason than I don't like the Ravens and the Seahawks seem really good. So
I would have to pick the Seahawks over the Ravens.
yeah, Ken, I forgot you're a Seahawks fan, right?
Yeah, I grew up outside Seattle. I definitely.
See, you're such a pro. You hide it so well.
He has a Washington State University tattoo.
I do have Washington State University tattoo. But
Show it on the Zoom.
Nah. So that means we're in a hold on, we're in a deadlock. Seahawks or Ravens. Well, it is
You do
COVID.
rock, paper,
Maybe just do a
scissors,
tie.
Good flip
Okay,
a coin.
tie.
Flip a coin.
Okay, I'm holding here,
We
Ben.
can flip it.
Ben, I'm holding either a 1 or a 2 behind my back. 1.
2.
Was that?
2.
It's a 1, which means we're going opposite your pick.
Okay.
There it is. Ravens win.
Science never fails. This is
I don't go with scientists, okay? I go with my gut. I'm a businessman and dark, shadowy figures. Stand your ground.
that news cycle will be long gone by the time this comes out. I'm
You're a
sure.
businessman?
Tonight, it's coming out tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, long gone. Like I said.
Yeah, goofing is my business. And it's business is booming.
Hey, how's business?
It's
Yeah,
booming,
business
baby.
sucks. The goofing business is at an all-time low.
ABG, always be goofing.
Goofing's for closers.
Okay. Also, we have ABG. That's Andrew Biggin.
So
Because he got a big heart and a big grin. That's what I said. Big grin.
Ben, what was your Super Bowl?
The Vikings and the Bills, with the Vikings winning.
Yeah, that
Vikings,
matchup.
yeah. So, anyways, the Ravens over the Seahawks in the consensus. We had Vikings over Bills here. That was your Super Bowl. Mine was Saints Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Great. I'll pick the Saints. And Andrew, your Super Bowl.
It was Ravens and
Giants.
the
Seahawks,
Kansas
right?
City.
Was that- No,
No,
it
it's
can't be
Kansas
those two
City.
teams.
Yeah.
Kansas City?
Kansas City and the Ravens.
No,
Right?
It can't be that. That can't be the Super Bowl.
That's the
Why?
AFC.
Oh, shit.
Who is your number 1 seed for the NFC?
Damn it, man. I did pretty good this podcast.
Was it Vikings? Was it Saints?
It's always remember, every time you're on a road trip, it's the last 10 miles. You got to be really careful. That's when all the accidents happen.
You
I don't
picked the
know.
Saints.
The
I think you
Seahawks.
picked the Saints.
I got
No,
turned
you
around,
picked the
yeah.
Seahawks. He picked the Seahawks beating the Vikings on a Kirk Cousins interception.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you got my picks. Seahawks.
Yeah, I got your picks.
Ravens. All right.
Seahawks beat the Chiefs. Is that what you're saying?
Johnny, do you have an MVP for the season?
Yes. Lamar Jackson again.
Lamar Jackson repeats as MVP. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Don't know if you've seen the young man. Fast, good arm.
I have, yeah. How about we got like a Deshaun Watson's out there. Maybe he could be that type of player. Ben, any thoughts on the MVP?
Oh man, now I'm on the spot. I did not prepare for this. I mean, like Mahomes is easy
Deep breath.
to choose again, but
Who would be the MVP? Do you think who would be the MVP if the Vikings go 15-1 as you predict? Who would be the MVP? Kirk Cousins?
I mean, it would have to be Kirk Cousins, right?
You don't see a Dalvin Cook putting up
like a Dalvin Cook
total yards.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to MVP. Like, I can't even remember. How often is it not a quarterback?
It's not very often. The last one was Adrian Peterson in 2012.
Yeah.
It's not very often.
Yeah, then I'd have to say Mahomes. Because Kirk Cousins, he might get him to the Super Bowl, but he's not going to win MVP.
Yeah. I guess I have to say Mahomes too, because I mean, I have Kansas City as the number 1 seed. But Russell Wilson, obviously, if he was if the Seahawks were the number 1 seed. Andrew, how would you like to see Russell Wilson as the MVP?
Yeah, I mean, whatever credibility I have left with the audience here, just pick 2 AFC teams to be at the Super Bowl. So I'm just gonna go with Mahomes because I think he's one hell of a player. He's all-time great, once in a generation type player. Anyway,
Johnny, any thoughts?
Shut up now.
Oh, that's great. Johnny, any thoughts on the first coach fired?
Joe Judge.
I don't doubt that, actually. There's something about him. He's a little weird.
Everyone's the same at practice. Everyone needs to run. Fuck that. If I was on the coaching staff, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to run right to the fucking next city to coach it. Fuck, I'll go to Cincinnati, grab a bowl of mediocre chili, go to the 3rd best zoo in the country, then fucking run laps with these idiots.
I mean, you're describing my perfect afternoon, Johnny.
I don't know what other predictions that we have to do necessarily. Hey, Johnny, do you have anything on the slate?
No, I just think the season will be successful if it goes through without anyone, contracting the COVID-19 virus, which is absolutely bound to happen. But, hopefully everyone that contracts it is young enough, because I hear if you're young, you're relatively immune, that you're 100% immune to the coronavirus and COVID-19.
You have to, I think legally, you're going to have to say something to say that's not.
Yeah, I don't want my silence to be
I think
interpreted as.
I think all of the planes, when they're going for away games, will just be a bunch of shadowy figures dressed in dark clothing, getting on a plane and going somewhere. Watch for the shadows. Leave breadcrumbs. Always watching.
Nobody here is a doctor or a scientist, just for anyone out there listening. We aren't doctors.
Yeah.
But that's it. I don't have anything else to add for our predictions. I think we talked a lot about the NFL season and what's to come. And, Ben, I'm also very excited to see the Bengals wide receivers. Auden Tate apparently is having a very good training camp.
Oh man, I've been high on Auden Tate for this is my 3rd year now. I cannot wait to see him get some serious playing time. He's such a big dude, and his catch radius is off the charts.
And yeah,
sleeper fantasy pick. Sleeper fantasy pick for real, because in the red zone he's going to be really good.
Yeah, they got a lot. How did you feel about the Joe Mixon contract today?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want them to sign a running back. Like, it makes, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because it just seems like a bad choice to sign a running back to a big deal, but I don't know. I mean, he's gonna be good, I guess, but whatever. I don't know. I don't really. I do like. I feel bad because running backs, work hard, but I don't care about them because they're so interchangeable.
I think it's a little bit of a difficult situation, Andrew.
I don't know. I disagree with the whole. I just think I don't fucking know. Actually, I don't know. I like running backs.
No, say it. You have confidence, and I have faith, and I like listening.
I think running backs. I think we're all I think the many people are making a mistake on running backs because I do think there is an element of like because there's so much of that position is so intertwined with the blocking up front and there's such another element to that. But I really believe that like certain running backs just read blocks. Like if you can read blocks better than another person and you're fast, you're not interchangeable. You're a unique person. You can make the right reads, make the right cut, and get north south quick. And if you have the athletic tools, those kind of players don't come around all the time. So I do believe that there is something to the interchangeability of the running back, but I think it's a little overhyped in football conversation, if I may say.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm out of my depth when it comes to that stuff. I just don't understand. Like the contract stuff gets in my head, and I worry about.
My take is if Joe Mixon died tomorrow, I wouldn't care.
Jesus. Johnny, you say so much stuff where I'm like, I feel like I want to say.
Fuck him.
I do not stand with Johnny.
Fuck him. I don't know if he has a wife, kids. He probably doesn't have a wife. Am I right? I mean, what a piece of shit. Fuck him. Let him die. I don't care.
Oh my God.
Go sports.
There you go. Andrew, I liked also your pitch. I agree with you. And then you put it so eloquently, and sometimes I have a struggle to even tell people why running backs do matter more than they say. Although, yes, of course, there's that interchangeable factor, but I think there's something with that with all positions that we don't talk about nearly as much. And it's kind of, I think it's just sort of a narrative, but I also agree with Ben in that paying money to pretty much a lot of different players, but it's an injury prone position and all that kind of stuff as well. And yes, there's time running down, but that's it for this week of Goofballs. Andrew, any closing thoughts in 10 seconds?
No, just yep.
Johnny, you also get 10 seconds.
Follow me on social media at JJS Comedy. Follow us on Twitter at Goofballs. Follow us on Instagram at Goofballs Podcast. Look up YouTube. Search Goofballs Podcast on YouTube.
Goofballs Podcast on YouTube will bring up this video. So yeah, do that. Ben, I can give you at least 10, if not 20.
All I'll say is who they think gonna beat them Bengals, third best zoo in the nation. Chili's great. Thanks. Visit Cincinnati. I love you, Cincinnati, my hometown, my homeland. I love you.
Cincinnati. Yeah, maybe I'd like to go visit it now based on that endorsement. I might ask you some questions. And that's it for this episode of Goofballs. Come back next weekend. We will goof around again.
Cowboys suck.